sit back and watch the legend hit some golf balls.
Well,
if you've
first
never
of all,
seen
I
it.
just wanted to say I was hospitalized for emergency surgery 2 weeks ago. I'm not making any excuses, but it really was. So I'm not 100%. My training's a little different. Like Jamie's fast all the time. I'll try to peak for competitions. We had our Canadian Championship, the Canadian Long Drive Championship just a month ago. I tried to peak for that one, and obviously for the one in October. So my training's a little bit different, where I try to optimize my quickness and speed up to the critical events. As where right now I'm doing a lot of heavy stuff in the gym, with the exception of a couple weeks ago when I was laying in a hospital bed. But I try to, it's what they call periodization of training. You try to select periods where you want to be your best. Just like Michael Phelps, his periodized training was obviously for the Olympics, trying to win 7 gold medals, and he did so in many world records. So his training was perfect. That's what I tried to do in 1996 when I won my last championship. My training was perfect before that competition. I was the strongest and the fastest I've ever been before I went in. If we looked at the launch monitor numbers, I had the fastest numbers going out there by the numbers I should have won, and I put it on the tee and I did win. And that was the last championship I won in 96.
2006.
Oh, 2006, I should say.
First one was 96.
First one was 96. See, I'm getting old, I can't remember what happened here. So I'm just going to try and hit, I get warm up a couple here. Usually I hit a couple balls before, but this one's about 3X, triple extra stiff. It's kind of my preference. About that 3X, 4X type range. It's a little right. What would that one look like? So obviously that was like a block or cut, you know, to the right there. Usually take me about, you know, a few balls to get totally warmed up, but.
Oh, good hit.
High toe, but still.
If you notice, Jason's pre-shot, his new pre-shot for the last 3 years, has been this fold stuff, so he can make sure he gets that wrist set. So what he does right here, he just, not a lot of width, but a lot of fold, so that he gets that action. Then when he sets that club in that position.
207.
So understand that if somebody was out here, honestly, even generating 213s and 214s, but if their spin wasn't perfect in launch, these 206s will kill that yardage. Keep doing this. I just don't want to get sucked in the backswing. Having won a couple titles myself, I know I wasn't the best practicer. I got to tell you right now. And I wasn't the longest on the golf course just fooling around. But when it was game time and the lights came on, I found an extra 20. I always did. How important for your speed is adrenaline? Because in 06, you were 213, 214, 215, no issues. You know, but maybe warming up there in the morning at Casablanca Range, we would hit every morning together. You know, you can only get so juiced up, but then all of a sudden the lights are on, the cameras are on, you know what's on the line. What does that do to your ball speed?
Yeah, the adrenaline effect, you know, obviously, you know, the heart starts racing. Obviously it gets you in a mental state, and you'll tend to pick up anywhere from, you know, probably 1 to 2-3% out there. You know, you'll start hitting it harder. The only thing is you got to control that when you get that excited up on the tee.
So it could be 5-6 more miles an hour easily.
Yeah, exactly.
Easily. So probably even another 50. It could be 15 yards from what you feel. And a lot of times, what happens is you choose equipment based on your driving range shots, and then all of a sudden you get up there and you're faster. And I think Jason has recognized that over the years and understand what happens to his body under the gun. Because so many guys say, I was hitting it so good over here, and they go over to our grid and they just cannot find it. And they don't realize what the adrenaline does, and he's controlled that better than anybody that's ever played our sport, and that's a big thing. Oh, good ball. Golf ball getting the weight to the left side and turning out of the way.
just thinking that. We'll only do that shot once.
Good ball. Good ball. There's a myth that you have to hit a sling hook to hit it far. And Jason won 4 straight world titles hitting a fade. Hitting a fade, an actual ball that curved from left to right. And you know, the solid fade is as long as anything out there, in my opinion. And that's going to be. Is it still your go-to shot?
It is. The fade. Jamie draws the ball, obviously at high draw, which is good, pretty straight actually. But I've won all my championships with a fade. The thing is that you just want to prevent it from going too far left to right. If you have one that just falls a little bit, the way we come to a conclusion of that is that we get the launch monitor data. It's showing that I'm not spinning it too much, even though it has a little bit of side spin left to right. It still is very low spin. So it actually, I've always been a carry guy, but the fade is always. I lose a little ball velocity because the face is typically a little bit open at impact, but it's a consistent shot for me. And when I'm hitting my best, what I do is I line up on the tee box to that left marker and I just swing as hard as I can. If it goes straight, it's still in the left side of the grid. And if it fades, as my preference, right down the middle or on the right side of the grid. Just like the average player, you got a go-to shot and something, you know, instead of trying to manufacture a draw, even if the wind's blowing right to left, I'll still hit that fade into that because I feel if I hit it hard as I can, it still gives me a good chance to advance through the rounds.